Yeah, good morning, children. Today we are going to discuss about the administration under the British. So here in the topic name itself, it is giving us the clear information that what kind of administration. See, in the earlier class we have learned that how the Britishers have come to India and how they have established their trading centers in our country, and later on those trading centers they have converted into the ruling also. So first they have started occupying from the Bengal region, then they have occupied the Mysore region, and then they have started occupying Tamil Nadu, Mysore, and then they have occupied the Maharashtra in the central part of India. They have started occupying Maharashtra, and then they have occupied the Punjab. Means, gradually the Britishers were able to occupy the places of the country. So initially they have come for the trading purpose, but later on the trading turned into the administration. Like after taking power into the British control. So how they have administrated means how they govern the country, what kind of administration rules they have established in our country. So that we are going to discuss in this lesson. So in this lesson, the main points which we are going to discuss about is dual system of government. This already we have discussed what is mean by dual system of government. And next topic which we are going to discuss is about the administrative reform under the company. What kind of administration rules they have implemented by the British East India Company in India. So that we are going to discuss. And also civil administration under the company. What are the politics and what are the kind of rules and regulations, constitution, law, everything, what kind of administration they have followed in the country. So that we are going to discuss. And the next topic, case study, regional focus about Tamil Nadu. So that also we are going to discuss in this lesson. So children, already I have told you about this dual system which was introduced in the Punjab region, where the Robert Clive has been introduced this dual system in the Punjab region when the wars were happened between the East India Company and the Sikh people. At that time, the Britishers were able to, gain the power over the Punjab region, and where they have introduced the dual system. If you could remember the Diwani rights and the Nizam rights. Did you remember that Diwani rights and the Nizam rights, which comes under the dual system? The Diwani rights means the Britishers they used to collect the taxes from the people. So that right was taken by the British government, and the Nizam rights means the administration recruiting the employees, paying salaries, and any other kind of amenities need to be provided to the people. So these all rights were given to the local rulers. So this kind of dual system which was introduced by the Robert Clive, so this also played a very very important role under the administration of the British power in India. So let us discuss the introduction of the topic, then we'll go what kind of administration rules they have implemented in the country under their ruling. So we will discuss about it. So now first see, East India Company, they have come for trading to India, and when they have come to India, the main aim of the East India Company was just to establish the trading centers in the country. Just they want to trade with our country because the spices which were there in our country and the agriculture products which were there in our country, these agriculture products were world famous. The spices, the cotton, the silk, and the natural resources which we used to have in our country, those were the world famous. So these attracted the Britishers to come to India and to trade with India. So at the time when the Britishers they have come to India, the main intention of the Britishers was to earn more and more profit from the India, because as the resources were very less in the European countries, so their main aim was to get more and more profit. That was the main aim of the Britishers when initially they have come to India. So to gain more profit, they have come to India. But later on, the situations were changed. That is different. But when the Europeans have come to India, the main aim of the Europeans, especially this British East Indian Company, main aim was to earn more profit from our country. And they have come the period between 1600 and 1775, and at the time when the Britishers have come to India, they have traded with a basic all the rules and regulations they have followed, and they started trading with our country with which having some kind of principles, and they were having some basic rules and regulations also to trade with our country. And uh, this again, soon it became successful in gaining, and this trading completely it turned into the gaining power of our countries. Means after when they have started trading with our country, they understood the situations of the country, how the rulers they themselves they are fighting to conquer the kingdom. They want to conquer the kingdom and they want to establish their kingdom is into the big kingdom. They want to become the make their kingdom into big. So these the internal fights were going on in between the local kingdoms, and this was observed by the Britishers, and they got one chance to establish their power in the country. And when these people have started in the battle, the first battle which was started with the Indian rulers was the beginning from the Battle of Plassey in 1757. They became consolidately the position, means they became very strong when the Battle of Plassey, when they fought with the local rulers in our country. So since that Battle of Plassey, the Britishers they have become more strengthened in our country, and also the mentally they understood that they have a strong feeling that yes, we are able to control the India, yes, we are able to capture the India, and we can also rule the country. So after the Battle of Plassey, it was confirmed in their mind that they can establish their power in the country. So after Battle of Buxar in 1764, they started expanding their kingdom in the India. Means after the Battle of Buxar, they have established their power in the Bengal region. You already know that this we have discussed. When the Battle of Buxar in 1764, it was happened in the Bengal region, and that was the first time where the Britishers they have established their power in the country, and from then they have started expanding their kingdom in the different parts of the country. And finally, when they have won the Punjab in 1849, okay, they have annexed the Punjab in 1849, means gradually they have started from Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Punjab, and the other places in the North India. Slowly they have started occupying the one place to the other place, and finally they were ready to establish their power, their administration power in the country. And finally, when they have started in 1849 to establish their power in the Punjab, they have powers in the North India as well. They have powers in South India. So finally, they were very strong to establish their administration power in the country, and they established their company by uh, uh, treaties. Means when they were doing wars with the local rulers, So in which way they have established their administration powers means by making the treaties with the local rulers. Under the treaties, there was a mutual understanding between the local ruler as well between the British East India Company. These treaties helped the British East India Company to establish their power in the India. And one more thing, alliances means the supreme power is with the British and least power is with the local rulers. So combinedly, the British as well the local rulers combinedly they were ruling the India. These alliances also made the Britishers to establish their power in India. And doctrine of lapse. This also very important thing for the British East India Company to establish their power in the country. Under the doctrine of lapse, if any king died with any reason, so that kingdom will be annexed by the Britishers and the king's son, he cannot become the ruler of the kingdom and that kingdom will be, annexed by the British government. Under this doctrine of lapse also, so many places they have taken under the control of the Britishers and they became very powerful. And also maladministration and outright wars. So there are outright wars. There were many wars which were done by the Britishers to occupy the Indian all the places of the India to establish their power in the country. So in this manner, with the treaties, with the alliances, with the help of the doctrine of lapse, and there are so many wars with the local rulers, these all helped the Britishers to establish their power in the country, and finally the Britishers were able to establish a strong administration power in our country. And they got huge profit by illegal trade, and not only trading legally with the the regional kings, even they have done the illegal trading also, and in fact they forced the Indian farmers to grow which kind of crops the European companies they want, especially which kind of crops this East India Company they want. So such crops were forced the farmers to grow such crops in the agriculture fields. So at that time what happened, this East India Company forced the Indian farmers to grow spices and cotton. These all are the cash crops, means they will get more cash, they will get more benefit. But at that time what happened, the food crops were, growing of the food crops became very less, as the company is forcing the Indian farmers to go grow only cash crops. Then where the food crops comes from, the food crops became very less in India. So due to that, so many people they faced the famine, hunger problem was more under the British East India Company. So many people they have died due to the food. They were unable to eat once in a day. So such problems became more in India under the administration of the British. So before entering into the topic, let us see the first topic, the dual system of the government. So what is the dual system implemented by the British government in India? Let us see. In 1765, after the Battle of Buxar, the company became, virtual ruler, means half of the ruling, like half of the administration used to be done by the local rulers and half of the administration will be done by the British government. Means that was a treaty, that was an understanding between the local ruler and the British East India Company under a treaty, that the responsibilities, the accountability of the kingdom is given to the local rulers and the profit is taken by the British government. So this is the main subject of the dual system which was introduced in India by Robert Clive, and it acquired Diwani rights of Bengal and Bihar and Odisha. The Diwani rights means the collection of the taxes were taken by the British, because collection of the tax means the economy, the profit was taken by the British government, and the other kind of administration powers are given to the Nawabs of the Bengal, Bihar, and Odisha. What administration means? Again, it deals with the money. The king has to spend money from their pocket to the people, and that whatever the taxes will be paid by the people, that will be taken by the Britishers. So it became like uncontrollable condition in the regions of Bengal, Bihar, and Odisha under the British government. When they have introduced this dual system, it was really hectic for the rulers to run the government in the local kingdoms. And they adapted dual system also called as diarchy. This dual system is also having another name, that is called diarchy, and this diarchy system or the dual system, which was introduced by the Britishers in our country only for the profit of the British East India Company, but not the to provide any profit or to provide any benefit to the India. It's only for their purpose, for selfish. They want to gain more, they want to earn more. Only for that purpose they have introduced the dual system, and moreover, their strong feeling is that they have to annex the complete country, to rule the country, to gain more power, to gain more profit from the country, and to loot the country. Whatever the natural resources we have, whatever the agriculture raw material production we have, to loot this. They have aimed that they want to get more and more profit. When they loot, when they administrate here, they will get more profit. So that was the main intention of the British East India Company. So under this dual system, what happened? The Nawab became like a puppet. The Nawab became like a puppet. Puppet means in what way we make them to play, they will play like that. They don't have any self playing. The puppet cannot play itself. We have to move the puppet to turn this side or that side, or to act like a talking or something. We have to, make it. So in the same way, the Nawabs of this India, they became like a puppet under the dual system, which was introduced by the East India Company, because already I have told you the profits, everything were taken by the British government, and the administration is given to the Nawabs of India, and how they can manage to administrate. So this was a big task for the Nawabs of the country, and the company had less responsibilities, and they have huge profit. Under this dual system, the company had less responsibility, means they don't do any kind of administration, only they will take the taxes and they will earn the profit, they will export the products and they will earn more and more profit. But and more responsibilities, the accountability is given to the local rulers, to the Nawabs, and they have less power. If they want to take any decision also, they have to communicate with the British government or the British East India Company, and then only they can take the decisions, they can implement any kind of decision. Means accountability is more, power is less, and income is also very less to the Nawabs of the India. So this was the situation under the dual system in India, and this was ended in 1772 by Warren Hastings. This dual system, which was introduced by Robert Clive, and this was ended by Warren Hastings in 1772. Again, new kind of administration was implemented by the next British Governor General Warren Hastings in India. So, what is the administrative reform under the company, that we will discuss in the tomorrow's class.